Welcome back to the Crowcast. Kind of a bit unfortunate means that we're in, a Martin room. Miller recording this rather than the recording studio. But it's been 3 weeks. We finally have Mike and Steve here. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Stephen Caperna. I am a brother of Cairo.
More energy, please. More energy.
And I'm excited to be on this Crowcast today.
There we go.
Yeah, my name is Mike Sottile. I'm excited to be on this Crowcast. It's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
A little more than
And
that.
here we are.
We're not going to say anything about that.
It's all right. It's all right.
We're
here. That's all that matters.
A lot of topics to talk
They're
about.
finally here. So, their segment this week, they chose Scorching Sports Takes. We're going to lead it off. LeBron versus Jordan. Please, after you.
All right, I'll start us up. I mean, to me, it's obvious. Some may call me a LeBron hater, though. So I may be biased, but I'm going Jordan here. Maybe because I've watched LeBron play, and he's scorched my Knicks every time he plays them. So
Unfortunate.
Yeah, but, I don't know. I think the only thing LeBron has over Jordan is his longevity and a better passer. Not a better defender, not a better scorer, not a better winner. Tell me, that's all. I feel like that's all I need to say. 6-0, and what? 4-6. Come on.
So I'm going to have to agree with you. I will be going Jordan as well. Jordan over the 90s, he mastered every single person. He's undefeated in the finals. LeBron is not. To make it to the finals and be undefeated is something to say in itself. And when you look at both players, obviously Jordan, we weren't familiar with his game because we weren't around. We were not born.
Nowhere near born. Not even close.
But from what I've been told by my parents and my dad especially,
By the elders.
Jordan is the better player. Although LeBron has the athleticism he did when he was in his prime, if you look at both players when they are in their prime, I don't know how I see anyone defeating Jordan whatsoever. The guy is a winner. The guy can score. He can defend. And he has that mentality of not giving a single fuck no matter who he plays. You saw LeBron in the finals in 2016 when he went up against Curry and the Warriors. Although that was an insane thing that he did, he relied. You can argue that Kyrie Irving saved his season, saved the finals off that shot over Klay Thompson in Oracle Arena, but
Over Curry.
over Curry. But when you look at LeBron, I mean, I'm gonna give him some credit here, but LeBron, he knows how to manage his body because being in the league that long and being able to score that amount in a period of time.
Yeah, what does he spend, $1 million a year, they said, on his body, right?
$1 million on his body.
That's what I mean.
Similar to
That's crazy.
a little bit of Tom Brady and Russell Wilson. But, good for him. He's spending money on his body, which I think everyone should. Not that much, of course, even if you're making a lot. But going back to LeBron versus Jordan, I think if you put LeBron in Jordan's era, I don't think he does what Jordan does. And I think if you put Jordan in his prime in the 2010s and now the 2020s, I think Jordan dominates the league no matter who's on his team. And
Well, I think it goes without saying, LeBron just soft for leaving Cleveland. I don't know, it just left a bad taste in I feel like a lot of people's mouth.
And that's what's different because Jordan was able to stick with his team for about 10 years or maybe a little longer because he joined in 88 or 87, late 80s. As a rookie.
Dropped in 84, I think.
84.
Yeah.
So, and then he really got himself together in the early 90s, and then you know you
Yeah,
guys know the
exactly.
rest.
Like he wasn't soft and joined 2 superstars in Miami. That's some bullshit. Like Jordan wouldn't do that shit. So, everybody says, "Oh, Pippen," like Pippen was a great player, absolutely great player. But they stuck together, it wasn't like and LeBron always had a superstar on his team when he won a championship.
And if you put D-Wade and Bosh by themselves without LeBron, they still did pretty good. But if you put Pippen without LeBron, the guy was a pussy to take the last shot. I remember one time, because he
Ray Allen saved his career. Yeah.
Again, LeBron, Ray Allen did save his career.
Colby's not going to be happy with listening to this podcast.
I think Colby needs to. I think we need to give him a warning.
He's going to be pissed. He's going to be
mad.
pissed.
But we do.
He's going to come on the Crowcast just to talk shit about us. Yeah.
Just to rebuttal you
so
guys.
Me and Mike, agree with, we're having Jordan over LeBron easily. But we do have a lot to talk about. And, I want to get to our next segments, of course.
All I'm saying is that Michael Jordan's a multi-sport athlete.
That's right. He might have not made the majors, but,
He's a multi-sport athlete.
He's still a multi-sport.
So this is a basketball topic, not a baseball. If we were talking baseball,
If we were talking
anyone's better than
baseball,
Michael Jordan.
If we were talking baseball, we'd be saying, where is Judge going this season? This upcoming season.
There's 2 Yankee fans right here, baby.
3. All 3.
Yankee fans, yeah.
Oh, I'm scared. I'm
scared.
scared.
My God, man.
All right, Mike, I'll let you go. I'll let you go first.
Oh, man, I'm scared. I'm not going to lie. The offer was, I think in the offseason, was just like under $300 million. And the guy
over 8 years.
Now
they
offered
like
him.
basically a starting offer. Like
Yeah.
I think it's their starting offer, but
Like
it's 8
$300
years, $300 mil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't think that's going to be enough to sign him. I think, like, San Francisco is going to outbid like,
San Francisco's going to
Yankees.
keep outbidding. They literally said, like,
And
they put out a thing saying that they will not be outbid for
It
Judge. And I'm
pisses
like,
me-
oh.
God, it pisses me off so much, bro. Like, if you look at the lineup without Judge, like, the Yankees look so empty. So empty. It looks terrible.
They just look, they have a missing piece.
Absolutely.
Like, we still have some people where it's like, okay, yeah, we still have a functional team, but, like,
But I
the
feel
big boys, Stanton and Judge.
Yeah.
It's the Bash Bros. It's the Bash Bros. You can't
Exactly.
have one
And
without
he's
the
got
other.
no ring. He didn't do it with New York. I think he's still got, like, for his legacy, I feel like it's good for him to stay in New York. But I don't, his family's, I get it, his family's in San Francisco.
Yeah, his family's out there.
He went to, but I hate how, like they portrayed, like, he went home for, like, Thanksgiving in
he
San
went home
Francisco.
for Thanksgiving, and then everyone was like, "Oh, is that all you're doing? Is that all you're doing in San Francisco?"
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's like, bro, he wants to see his
I was like-
family for Thanksgiving.
like,
Like,
he just-
relax now, all right?
I mean, yeah, he probably did meet with them.
Yeah,
all.
he probably- and
he 100% like he's probably meeting with like 15 different teams, and we're all of a sudden like terrified about San Francisco. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, he's just home. Like he's just home.
Yeah.
So to touch upon that, I don't believe that 8 years and $300 million is going to be enough for
Yeah,
Judge.
I agree.
He broke Roger Maris's record last season, and he took a bet on himself. He really did.
yeah.
He could have easily signed in the mid.
Easily signed an arbitration deal.
Yep, 100%.
Just a 1 year, whatever, and that would have been that.
And they
But
offered him like a 7-year deal, like
Yeah,
200.
they offered him like an actual contract.
He did-
And
he-
was
he
like-
did-
He said,
he-
"Nope, I'm going to take a bid on myself."
Yeah.
He
exactly.
did exactly what Lamar Jackson is doing right now.
Yeah.
Lamar's taking a bet on himself, and he's proving that he is everything that he is saying. And back to Judge, though. I mean, I love Judge and I love the Yankees, but when you have Brian Cashman as GM, and
What a
Hal Steinbrenner as the owner, Judge has to take into account. There's obviously he has to explore his options. And when he went to San Fran, having Steph Curry in his in the bargain deal, basically hyping up Judge to stay in San Fran. If you got Curry saying that, you're a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And I think what he's gonna do, he's obviously gonna tell the Yankees what San Fran's offering, and the Yankees just gonna bid, and then the San Fran's. I think it's a bidding war. It's a bidding war of 2020, 2023.
I know. But I feel like for him, though, like, if I'm him, maybe I'm just biased because I'm a Yankee fan, but if I'm him, like, you could have a chance to be, you're in the biggest market. You're the biggest market, New York. your name's everywhere. You're on billboards. You're on everything.
Yep.
Commercials.
You're literally the face of the franchise.
You're the face of the New York Yankees, bro. The fucking richest franchise in sports. Like, think of it. You have Ruth, then Gehrig, then fucking DiMaggio, then Mantle. Like, it just keeps going, and up to Jeter was last. Judge is the next guy.
Judge
like,
is the
he's the
next
next captain. Like if he stays.
Can't forget about Donnie.
You know, I can't forget about Donnie. Sorry. I forgot Donnie baseball.
Almost missed Donnie.
See,
People
I think
at home would have been upset.
And Thurman Munson. I missed Thurman Munson as well. My bad.
I think you gotta, when bargaining for Judge, I think you gotta mention that he's gonna be the captain.
Absolutely.
You gotta.
Yeah, I think
He has proven, he doesn't argue balls and strikes. He never does. And he always is like giving mature responses with the media, because we know
natural leader.
It shows that he's a natural leader. Once in a while he'll slip up, but it's not really that
only
bad.
That's right.
When you look
when it came with the contracts, he was kind of like
he was like
he was kind of weird with his responses at the All-Star game. Everybody was making big deals because he was like, whatever happens, like.
And that's like you see how he portrays himself over the media on television.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at Kyrie Irving, for example.
Oh man,
we're not going to talk.
We don't got time for that. We don't got time for that.
I'm just comparing him his media presence compared to Judge, and you could just tell that Judge is destined for the captain.
Exactly.
And if I'm Judge right now, and Hal Steinbrenner or even Brian Cashman, even Aaron Boone, I'm not an Aaron Boone
fan.
I'm
not.
But
like,
Aaron Boone. Let's say Brian Cashman is telling me, and if I'm Aaron Judge, you're going to be captain along with this deal. How could you say no to that?
Yeah, no.
The last captain was Derek Jeter, and look where his career went.
All these Hall of Famers.
Don't quote me on this, but I think that's like what they were getting at. Like,
yeah.
I think they are going to name him captain.
I think how
players
actually said
players want Judge to be captain too.
Yeah.
Like players on
He's a
that
leader,
team.
man.
Yes.
Think of it. When he was a rookie, bro, I remember this. Like,
so do I.
He should have had a rookie MVP.
Yeah, he should have MVP.
He should have had a rookie MVP, and he got fucking robbed.
I just thought the pressure that they put on him when they put Judge's Chambers in his rookie season, they put him out there. I'm like,
wild.
I was like, this is wild, bro. This guy.
They were really like, even from the start of his career, they were like, this guy's gonna be sick.
We know that playing in New York is so much pressure. But like they
have a whole
added
section, you added a section with his name,
and the guy has lived up. He has lived up to it. Like that's why you got to keep him. And I think you got to break the bank. Like you're the richest franchise. You I'm sorry. Like George Steinbrenner would have paid this fucking guy. Like I know in the past we've had
literally the day after the season ended.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And probably in spring training it would have got it done. But and it would have cost us less. But now we got 30. Every other team bidding on him.
And honestly, I don't blame Judge for going to San Fran.
I wouldn't. No.
I don't know.
I wouldn't.
No, because if you're Aaron Judge and you're saying, how is this team not paying me? I literally had the most home runs in the AL ever.
He carried the team.
He carried the franchise. He literally led off like 40% of the games, and then the others he was either in the 2-hole or in the 3-hole.
When he was slumping for like a week or two, they lost like every game. They lost like almost every game. They were in the worst like dry spell.
And look, everyone's gonna get into a slump.
Of course.
No, but I'm saying like August was probably the biggest fall off of like almost any team ever.
I went to a game and everybody was just like,
yeah, everyone was like, yeah, we're losing.
Terrible.
Yeah.
This is awful.
Like all of August, you were basically expecting to lose.
And, a good thing it's between the Yankees and San Fran because I do not hear the Mets on the radar. If he went to the Mets,
my God, I'd be so fucking...
I think there was something about the Mets where, like, they thought about it, but then it was like...
That was a big talk because, like, he's going to the Mets, like, because their new owner.
Steve Cohen was...
Cohen,
he's not afraid to put the bank on someone, and someone like Judge, I was very, very worried.
I swear to God, Steve Cohen, like, offers their players, like, their contracts in cash. Like, I feel like that's how rich he is.
I know. The Yankees worry too much about the luxury tax. Like, I get it. I don't have this millions of dollars.
Look at the Dodgers. They don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, their team's nasty every year. But they always choke in the playoffs.
They have an all-star team. They have no.
They might get Verlander.
All-stars. They have the all-star team.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the crazy part.
It's true.
So winding this down, I think in reality, Judge for the better. I know me and Mike and Matt are extremely biased in this case,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
if you are offered the captain position of the New York Yankees franchise, a franchise that has been around since the early 1900s, I think Judge, you need to stay in New York. And go ahead, Mike.
Sorry. I'm just saying the most winningest franchise and the one with the most value. Yeah, it's the biggest franchise in sports.
If you go to San Fran, you're not going to be on television as much. You're not going to get as many primetime games, which is going to get eyes off of you. If you go to San Fran, for instance, like Logan Webb for the Giants. My point exactly. Who? He had probably one of the best.
Logan Webb is sick.
Yeah.
He had one of the best pitching performances, I think, maybe either a year ago or 2 years ago.
Like not this season, but last season.
If Judge goes, if the
insane
Judge goes to the Giants and has this season, he's not getting talked as much.
Nope.
Logan Webb is put up numbers in the postseason,
yeah,
and no one talks about him anymore. If you go to San Fran at Judge, I'm sorry, I don't care if you're getting like $50 million a year. Like, honestly, for the money aspect, it's hard. But Judge, you need to stay in New York.
Listen to the Crowcast, Judge, and
I'm gonna
you
DM
gotta
it to
say,
him.
yeah, let him
Please
know.
DM him,
We'll
We'll
please.
get him on the Crowcast next week. All right.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, I think he should stay in New York. I think a lot of fans of other teams also think he should stay in New York. I think that is the logical thing.
Makes the most sense.
San Fran, God help you if you're listening somehow. I'm just saying, I don't think an all-star outfielder is the piece you're missing. I don't think it is.
I don't know about that. I could disagree with that one because it's Aaron Judge, man. This guy just hit 62 home runs in a
he's an
season.
absolute beast.
Got a 310 or whatever. Guy almost won the Triple Crown, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Guy's nasty. If he stays healthy.
But I don't think one all-star outfielder is the piece they're missing. I think they need a few good smaller pieces all around. Because look at their fucking 2021 postseason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was crazy
That
up
was
until
nice.
the last pitch.
Mm-hmm.
I was so upset. I was so upset. I'm not even a Giants fan remotely, and I was so upset at how their season ended. A check swing.
You take Judge off the Yankees, and they are their fourth best team in their division.
Fourth, but
Wow. That's a hot take. Actually,
Think about it.
I'd say
The Rays would be better.
No,
They're
you're
probably
right.
still better
You're
right now.
You're probably
The
right.
only-
I'm
The
listening.
Red Sox are better.
no.
Orioles are climbing up.
Oh,
Orioles are
Kobe's gonna be pissed again, bro.
And
We're putting the Orioles
No,
down.
I did say this. I did say this to my friends. I think the Orioles are going to be a postseason contending team next year in 2023.
They're
climbing.
yeah.
They're climbing.
They're
So
and they're young.
their farm
they're
system's
young.
coming up to the big leagues, man.
Not even all of them are up yet.
Dude,
either.
their farm is crazy.
Yeah, man.
Fourth
Judge.
best team if they get rid of Judge.
Judge,
So,
please
Yeah, you might be right.
Cashman, sign him, please.
Please sign him.
Listen to the Crowcast,
Please,
Cashman.
please. I'm gonna send it to Judge and the Yankees front office.
Yeah.
And just see
Please.
what happens.
Thank you.
All right. I don't know much about this because I don't really watch that much football. But is Daniel Jones the franchise quarterback?
You know, I'm gonna start, Mike. I think Daniel Jones is not the franchise for our organization. This season they obviously 7-4, something that we did not expect. I think the main thing to do with that is our head coach and our GM. Our GM drafted Kayvon Thibodeau at 5 and Evan Neal at 7. And you're putting pieces around a guy that, wants to succeed. I get it. But if you look at the quarterbacks around the league, the winning teams in the league, are they better than Daniel Jones? Of course they are.
Absolutely.
Of course they are. You look at Zach Wilson's now, for instance. Look how bad he's doing right now. And if Daniel Jones doesn't, he keeps making the simple mistakes. I understand that you haven't thrown an interception in 5 games up until the past few games. But if moving forward, you need a guy who can make these plays, who can throw the ball into tight spots. And I gotta with the Giants franchise organization right now, we need. I mean, there's not that many pieces around Daniel Jones right now. We have no number one receiver. Our number one receiver is probably Richie James or even Wando Robinson.
No,
but
I think Darius Slayton.
You got Darius Slayton, who's finally coming up.
Yeah.
Kenny Golladay is a fucking bust. I do not like that guy. I was hyped when they signed him.
Me too.
But you know, he has really fallen below expectations. But Mike, I don't see Daniel Jones as the future. I really don't.
You know,
I want to root for him. Don't get me wrong. I really do. But he's just giving off this vibe as if he's like he's a great backup. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with you on that. I don't think I feel like every year like we make excuses for him, you know? Like, oh, it's the O-line, it's the coaching, it's this, it's no receivers now. It's always something like, when is it going to be like his fault? You know, like when is it going to be like he's, I don't know. I think he's great with his legs, like he can move. I think you could win. You could be a playoff team with him. You could win a playoff game with him. I think you can. I don't think you could win a Super Bowl with him though. That's my thing. And so the goal is to win a Super Bowl. So obviously. I think you got to get someone else. So I think also going into the season, I think Dable and Joe Shaney, they were like I think they thought he was going to be terrible, and they were like going to pick their guy. They were going to get a top pick, and they were going to pick their guy. I don't think they expected to start these are all guys on the last year of their contracts. You got Saquon, you got Daniel Jones, Shepard who got hurt, but like a lot of guys who have been in this Giants system for years, and they've been terrible every time. They finally got the right coaching staff. You know it's the coaching staff because it's the same guys, and now they're winning games. But like now, do you pay these guys? Do you pay Saquon? Do you pay Daniel Jones? Is on his last year. They didn't pick up his option.
So paying Saquon, that's another discussion.
Yeah.
But sticking with Daniel Jones, it's really, really frustrating sometimes because I think when some other quarterbacks make mistakes, you're like, it's okay. But when Daniel Jones makes those mistakes, you're like, come on, like, what are you doing? Like, that's so simple. Like, you just hit the guy in the chest.
I know.
Like last year, it was some on Evan Engram because Evan Engram was missing balls sometimes. But Daniel Jones, I like where the Giants are at 7-4. We have the toughest remaining schedule going forward in the NFL, and this is really like Dable even said it like either like 3 or 4 days ago. The season starts today. Mm-hmm. This is the test.
I love Dable's mindset.
Yes, Dable mindset. Like he will yell at Daniel Jones when he's messing up, and I've seen it.
Holds players accountable.
The camera has shown. And I really think that they will pass on Daniel Jones after this season. They will look at the QB market, and they will see that either some or many guys are on the free agency market that are just simply better than Daniel Jones.
I think they're still evaluating him because if you like every interview you see with the GM, he's always like, oh, like they ask him, oh, is Daniel Jones, are you gonna give? And he's always like, I don't know, I don't know. Like he's still, we're still evaluating,
He's always dodging it.
Yeah, he's always like dodging the question, And I feel like he wants to get his own guy. That's Gettleman's guy, bro. Like he does not want to be.
We could have picked a nice edge rusher at number 6 that has the same name as a great starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah,
Josh Allen.
Started about that.
But instead, Gettleman was like,
we could have got Jones at 17. We had a 17th pick that year too. We could have got him.
We did. But
I think we got Dexter Lawrence though. That was
we did get Dexter Lawrence, who's really playing outstanding this season. I got to give him credit. But yeah, Gettleman chose him at 6, and I was. What does he see in this guy? The guy's out of Duke.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's not a basketball player.
Does he? He's really not a basketball player. Is he playing really like NFL competition compared to like if you were in Georgia or Alabama or LSU? Like, is this guy like worth it?
His numbers weren't even that good at Duke.
And in the first couple of seasons of Daniel Jones, like we were like giving excuses to him.
I know.
He's getting injured. He comes in for for Eli on week 3 against Tampa.
Oh, remember that?
His first game.
It was amazing.
Come back behind.
I bought his jersey right after the game.
Yes.
And I regret buying that jersey.
He's just like, yeah, this is the worst purchase I've ever made.
Yeah.
And he shows that if he comes into a game, he can excel. But when he starts a game, that's a different story because that gives teams a week to really plan for what he does good or what he does bad, and then they can excel on that.
I feel like the coaching staff, they make it so simplistic for him. Like they're like, play action, and we're gonna you're throwing it to this guy. If he's not open, you're running it. Like they make it so simple. They simplify the offense so much for him.
The game.
And I feel like they could expand more, and I like it's not Jason Garrett anymore. Like where we know. The fans know what is gonna happen. We knew what play was gonna be called.
And some plays are really predictable as well.
I know.
When you have three tight ends on the line and one receiver, what are you gonna do? You're gonna hand it off to Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
And there's times
but
where
you have to. You have to.
Yeah, I mean, this season, yes, you have to because Saquon is going absolutely nuts right now. But there are times where he has 30 rushing yards in the first half.
No, it's true.
Because you're giving the defense time to look and say, "Oh,
I know what I thought was weird on the Thanksgiving game. They used Saquon as a decoy instead of using him.
Yep.
At all. I was like, this is kind of weird. I was I feel like they gotta use the man. He's your best player.
It's like, oh, you think we're gonna pass?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For the first
you're wrong.
the first 4 plays of that Thanksgiving game was a pass.
Yeah. And I liked it. It was working.
It was. You hit Saquon for a nice gain. You hit a tight end for a nice gain. But you got to mix it up. And this is where the coaching comes into play. I get it, Dable, but
the coaching's great.
The coaching,
great.
It's great. It's better than
better
than McAdoo, better than Garrett, better than anything we've seen other than besides
Joe Judge is terrible.
Joe Judge, don't even start with that guy. The last coach that really did this was Coughlin.
Yeah.
And when you get this, and Daniel Jones has got to think in his head, what can I do differently? He sticks to the playbook. He sticks to what the play is going, and if he doesn't see anything, he just either goes down, he either fumbles, or he runs and gets a 5-yard gain. You need to and you need to be aware of your surroundings too, because a lot of the time he's not using his legs. Like the game against Dallas, they were rushing like crazy, and there were times where he wasn't moving around. You have the legs. You ran when he fell against the Philly.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That was the fastest time for a quarterback to run other than Lamar Jackson. So you have the ability to run that fast. You just got to use that into the game, and I don't see that. And if he
does. He uses his legs. I don't think that's his issue. He can't pass.
The one game this season, he had over 100 rushing yards, and I get that. That's perfect. All right? If you see an opening, you go for it, and that's what he did. But that's got to be. It's all about.
He's 5th in the league in rushing yards for quarterback.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
All right.
I think that's pretty good.
But it's got to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency is a big thing.
Top 5. That's consistent to me.
But that's only rushing. You're a quarterback.
I know that's the throwing is the problem, and I don't know but I feel like this is always the Giants' way to do things. Though they have a great defense, they have great coaching, and the quarterback. Think of Eli, bro. I love Eli. He went to us 2 Super Bowls.
Yes, sir.
But he wasn't that good. He really wasn't that good. If we're really so I feel like they're trying to do the same type of thing with Jones, is winning it, winning gritty games. If you watch that 2011, I know we were young, but
right.
When we watched that, they were gritty, the fucking defense. That's the reason they won that.
Well, we had Strahan, we had
that was 2007, Strahan.
Oh, 11 was
Tuck,
right?
Yeah, JPP.
Yep,
yeah.
JPP. But I just think that if you're Schoen and Dable, you cannot be patient with this guy. Your jobs are on this season.
Yes.
Obviously, you're gonna stay as GM and coach.
And they overachieved this year,
Yes.
way more.
Yes,
to this point in the season, at
right.
least.
But in reality, I do not see this guy as our future unless you can give him
But where are you going? Are you going in the draft? Or are you going in? Because we're not going to get a top pick. We're going to get like a middle pick, probably maybe even toward the end. Depends on how the rest of the season goes. But or do you go into the QB market? What's the QB market? Aaron Rodgers?
No,
we're trading for Aaron Rodgers. Like,
he's
what are we doing?
He's too old, and he's shown this season that if he has,
what's the other option though? Like, we're not going to get a top pick. I
think you need to put in Daniel Jones' mind that you're searching for another quarterback, so that maybe that can motivate him to do better.
That's why I think they got Tyrod Taylor. That's why I like that. I like that pickup because he's a very good backup. Like, he could be a starter on other teams.
Right.
So the fact that like they got him, I thought that was like a wake up call for him of Daniel Jones, and he's played him a lot better this year.
Oh, he's turning over the ball over much less.
Yeah.
And I got to give him credit for that. But you got to keep this motivation up. You got to keep this consistency up, or else you're gone.
Where are you going though? Are you going to the draft?
Well, if depending on when what seed we get in the NFC.
Yeah.
I'm looking, and if I'm looking at the draft, to be honest. I really am.
So my question is to you, like, what do you do if Daniel Jones wins 1 or 2 playoff games?
So I'm going.
Like, are you keeping him now? Like,
so
does that change your
That's
mind?
a good question, because I was just assuming based off like performance now, but along the line, if Daniel Jones makes a play in the playoffs, if he becomes Eli or becomes like a sense of like what Eli could do in the playoffs, then we got to have this discussion again.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're saying if he performs in the playoffs, you're going to think differently.
Of course, that's what you should think about with every quarterback.
That's true.
If they perform differently in the playoffs,
so you're going with what the Giants coaching staff is doing and what the front office is doing is they're still evaluating him based on how the season goes. Let's say they fall off because they have a tough schedule. Let's say they fall off and they miss the playoffs.
Well, this is the test.
I think he's done.
I think if you want to become a franchise if you want to become a quarterback of a franchise, this upcoming games is going to see if you can really.
Yeah, this is going to show up there for real. They're playing tough teams now. They're playing Eagles.
They started 6-1,
mm-hmm.
and now they're 7-4. So they're 1-3 in the last 4.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you do make the playoffs, correct? And let's say we play either the Niners or the Bucks or whoever, and you lose that game.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
Well, let's go ahead.
The thing is, like, are they winning because of him?
No, they're not.
They're not winning because of them. They're winning because of Saquon and the defense and the coaching.
Yep, and the coaching.
So, like, there hasn't been that game where we could say, like, there's the guy. That's the franchise guy. Like, look at him. Like, he just won that game all by himself. Like, oh, the defense allowed 30 points and they won 35-32 or something like that, you know?
Yep.
It hasn't been that. It's always we win 20-17.
We got us as fans, we got to think like the movie Spy Kids. When they're finding the guy and, you know, the guy comes out in the silver outfit and everyone's going, "He's the guy." And then he goes, "I'm the guy." That's Daniel Jones right now.
Yeah.
In comparison. And I'm being dead serious. He thinks he's the guy, and
I don't think he does. I don't think he thinks he's the guy. I think he's a pretty humble guy. He's like good with the media. That's why like everybody he got those comparisons to Eli just because he looks like him and he handles the media well. Like his play is nothing like Eli.
If you don't think that you're the guy of the franchise, what are you doing in the first place? You need to perform like you are the guy. And if he thinks like that, maybe he can turn things around.
Mm-hmm.
But if he doesn't, I'm sorry, Daniel, get the fuck out of New York. Go somewhere else. Go to Houston or something. They need someone.
They're going to draft. They're going to have a first pick. They're going to draft.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, we're moving on to our fourth sport, hockey. All right, what the hell is going on with the Rangers, guys?
You know, I'm going to start this one off because I have been watching Rangers hockey as of late. And when they got the second pick in the draft and they drafted Kaapo Kakko, I was a big fan of him. I watched his highlights. I watched what he did in Finland. I saw what this guy could do, and I'm like, you know, Maybe give him like a year or two because his rookie year, not good. Not good. He was not physical at all. He wasn't. His forecheck was terrible. And overall, just not a very good play. Same with Alexis Lafreniere. His first year, like everyone expected more. He went below expectations for him, and he's starting to come around a little bit because he's surrounded by Vincent Trocheck, who's a veteran. You got guys like Philip Hedl, who's playing extremely well. Played well against Pittsburgh in the playoffs of last season, but. Kako, what is going on with you in this season right now? You are missing open chances. I get you can get separation, but you had multiple times where you could have had a hat trick against San Jose on the road, but instead you miss an open net. You almost cost us the playoffs last season when he missed that open net against Pittsburgh when they went up 3-1. So I mean, I don't understand. And then another thing, Gallant. I loved you last season. Gallant's.
I like Glenn.
Yeah, Gallant's is. But what are you doing with the lines right now?
He's mixing them up crazy, no consistency. But he's trying to find. I think he's trying to find.
You know what you need to do? You need to put the best players on the first line. So that first line should consist of Mika Zibanejad, Chris Kreider, and Artemi Panarin. That should be your first three because other teams are going to put their best three on line one.
I disagree with that.
Go ahead.
I think you have to mix them up. You have to have balanced lines.
I think you got to mix them up.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to have depth between your 2-3 lines,
yeah, exactly.
you should have a little bit of a mix.
Absolutely.
But you have the guys to do it.
That's more of a power
your
play.
Your first line should be your best defenseman and your best center. You should have a second line winger, and if you really want to mix it up, a third line winger and a second line defense.
Just
that's
balance
a
the lines.
solid.
So let me talk about that. So beginning of the season, it was Mika, Kreider, and Jimmy Vesey, who they just signed this season.
And that was their first line offense.
That was their first to the start of the season.
No, Jimmy Vesey started on the first line. You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought he started in the fourth line and then moved his way up because they're just trying to mix. They don't know what.
Oh no! I think it was Mika, Kreider, and Kako.
Kako
started, and then the second line consisted of Trocheck, Panarin, and Laf.
Yep.
And then it was Hedl, Kravtsov, and I'm blanking out. But besides the point, everyone thought Kako was going to bounce back, and he got big. He hit the gym. He did everything that he could to get better at his game.
Gym.
But this is where we disagree on some parts because I really think they mixed it up to start, and they started great. They beat the Lightning. They beat the Lightning 3-1. Mika had 2 goals.
Literally, the first
first game
of the
good. It looked
the
good for
season.
the Rangers.
We were 2-0. The next game I think we played the Wild. We won 7-3. 7 goals in one game? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Tough for the Wild. That hurts me.
Yeah.
Minnesota, of course.
It's my second team.
But I think now, I think you got to put Panarin on that first line with Kreider and Mika. Panarin makes everyone better, and if you make Mika better or Kreider better,
he's already great though. He's already great.
I understand that he's great, but you need to put
You
Panarin.
need a balance. He'll make other players better.
Panarin hasn't recorded a shot in 3 games 3 days ago. He didn't record one shot. Who creates opportunities? Mika. So if you put Mika with Panarin, and then you got Kreider in the front, a deflection master, that's going to go a long way. And then
who is second line?
Second line, here we go. Second line's going to be Trocheck, Lafreniere, and Kako.
Lafreniere and Kako in the same
Yes. If you want these guys to work well together, and then the third line would consist.
Why don't you just do the kid line at that point?
Well, the kid line we saw in the playoffs, and that was something else. They held in the possession in Pittsburgh against the Lightning in Game 2 for a minute, and then they scored
every
on
time.
That one
every
timer.
time with Hurricanes in that series,
Yeah,
they were amazing.
The kid line on the Hurricane series really, the kid line helped us in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
So Gallant obviously keeping with that line, and they're not producing. They weren't producing. So what does Gallant do? Mix it up.
Mm-hmm.
So what he should do is put Trocheck with the 2 rookies because Trocheck is good.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put both rookies with Trocheck, it can do wonders. I
They're
get
not
it.
rookies anymore. They're not rookies anymore.
Well, you know,
yeah, the two guys are supposed to have a lot of potential and
based off
second
Trocheck,
and first pick.
yes.
You know,
And then the third line, you can have Heedle. You can have, I think Julien Gauthier is playing outstanding.
absolutely, yeah.
He's on the fourth line right now. I think bump him up to the third with Heedle and Barclay Goodrow. Barclay Goodrow, I mean, there were one points where Barclay Goodrow was on the first line, and I did not like that at all. Barclay Goodrow is not a first line player.
Not first line player. But
he's a third line
player.
player.
He's a solid fourth line, third line.
Third line player,
yeah.
exactly. So if you put Goodrow with Heedle and Gauthier, I'm telling you, bro. And Heedle's playing great.
Yeah.
Heedle's playing really good. And then you have the fourth line. You have Ryan Carpenter. We got rid of Reeves.
Yeah, Reeves, yeah.
Reeves, that was a bit of a blow. We got a fifth rounder for that, but I don't know how I feel about that.
Reeves is great with the energy in the locker room and everything.
Yeah.
That he sucks at hockey. If we're being
He's
honest,
so bad.
he is terrible at hockey.
Bad.
But he is an enforcer. Like he does his job. That's what he's supposed to do.
But
He's the morale guy.
He's the morale
he
guy,
wanted
yeah.
out. He requested it.
Yeah. So if he requested it,
We understand
we
trading
understand.
him. But he brought something that Trouba. Let's talk about Trouba being captain. You kidding me?
That's terrible.
He has every shot had he.
Obviously, we're not in the locker room. We don't know what like.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's what I've heard is he's a great locker room guy, and that's why he got captain because he speaks up.
Captains don't have to be all about play. Like like locker
leads,
room. That's like if they're a true leader.
But I feel like you got to lead on the ice too. Like you have to lead on the ice. If you're not a leader on the obviously, I don't know. Maybe Chris Kreider doesn't speak up enough in the locker room. Maybe he doesn't. But on the ice, him, Zibanejad, they lead with their they're the guys
with their play.
They lead with their play, man.
Yes, and I mean you're the captain of the team, and you're not even on the first power play. I don't care.
I don't think that matters. He's defensive.
But he's not even the first line defense either. It's Fox and Lindgren. Then you got Miller, Trouba, and then you got Jones and Schneider.
I mean, I get why they picked him though. Like, it's for strictly the law.
But apparently the guys were okay with it.
Yeah.
The players were okay with it. They were
were.
like, "Listen, he's good." Obviously, I think when they interviewed,
I don't think they're gonna come out and say though, like, "Oh, I wish."
Panarin made that little joke.
He made a joke, but
Yeah.
I don't think you could come out and say like, "Oh, I wish they picked Kreider instead of Trouba." Like that's just bad morale of the team. Like you know.
And another thing is on their Instagram, they keep promoting their rookies in the system. Bring the guys up.
Yeah, if they're not. Yeah, if these guys aren't producing.
This guy Brennan Othman. I don't know if he got traded.
Oh yeah. Their first round pick.
They always put numbers about his play in the CHL or in the juniors. He was on Team Canada with Connor Bedard.
Yeah.
And Connor Bedard is going to be like the number one pick in next year.
Yep.
So if this guy's on the line with Bedard, how do you not bring this guy up? In the preseason, they did have him up. He was on the third line.
He's playing well.
He was on the third line.
He was playing well.
Gallant put him on the third line. He's like, listen, let's give this guy a shot. And he was, obviously he's not going to be like McDavid.
Yeah.
But he did something. But then you bring him down, and then he gets traded in the minors to another team. So I don't know if he's still in the Rangers, but I think if these rookies are doing extremely well, give them a shot. Send Ryan Carpenter down. He's terrible.
He's awful.
Ryan Carpenter is so bad.
So bad. I was a big
same with Sammy Blais. Sammy Blais showed me something last season, and I was like, okay, Sammy. But then he got hurt. Subban, clipped him in ACL.
Yeah.
But then he comes back and he's just not the same. You need to get rid of Sammy Blais.
I missed. I can't believe they got rid of Tyler Mott. I love Tyler.
So Tyler
Mott.
Mott's on Ottawa right now.
Yeah.
He's again fourth line player,
He's
third line.
Yeah, he's nothing flashy, but
No.
he's a type of player
that can win you games.
Exactly.
He can win
His
you
little
games.
things will change momentum of games.
Andrew Kopp too. He's on Detroit now.
Oh, I love Kopp.
He's on the first power play. I see
Yeah.
him. I see his highlights sometimes against the Rangers, and he's outperforming us.
Yeah.
So how do you get rid of that? But then
But you got Trocheck.
We got Trocheck.
Trocheck's not bad.
So
He's not a bad player.
let's shift our gears to Igor Shesterkin.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Igor, you deserved the Vezina last season.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Don't get me wrong. You last in the playoffs against it was you and Vazzy. You and Vazzy in the playoffs. It wasn't even Kucherov. It wasn't even Panarin. It was you against Vazzy. It was all over ESPN. It was all over. That's where it was aired, and it was basically you versus Vazzy. And obviously we lost. We gave up a 2-0 lead. This season, however, what is going on with you? What is going on with Igor Shesterkin? He is letting up easy ass goals, and I'm sitting there watching the games on my computer on the TV, and I'm sick of it.
I feel like I'm more mad at the defense than they're like last season. I feel like Igor just saved us in so many so many games where he just fucking took over and basically like did everything to help us win the game. And he's not doing that this season, and they can't win. Like he's not playing like the best goalie in the league anymore. So now we can't win. Like like he needs to be the best goalie for us to like win games. It's kind of sad, you know?
But it's like, you know, I hate to compare, but there's mistakes that Igor makes is just like basically the same as what Daniel Jones makes. It's like some of the shots that go on Igor are, you know, easy, you know, saves once in a while. But then he the other day they were playing New Jersey. And yeah, I think it was Tomas Tatar was skating to the right side, and it's an easy backhand. He backhands it up top. He could have easy gloved it. It goes right past him. It's a goal, which leads to them winning 5-3. We were up 2-0 in that game.
That was a tough loss.
But
as a Devils fan, get fucked.
We keep losing these games where we're winning. Like we're up. We're just like we were up 3-0 against Edmonton. And then lost.
Yep, I was just about to say we were up against 3-0 against one of the two best players in the league, McDavid and Draisaitl.
Oh yeah,
but of course it's 3-0. We're going into the third period, and they scored 3 straight, and it wasn't even them 2 assisting or scoring. It was some Evan Bouchard and some other guy. And then obviously the last goal was on the power play where Draisaitl scored off a McDavid assist, but. Igor, what?
Poor Igor.
Igor.
I
don't even think it's all
Adam
fault.
Fox playing out of his world. And Ryan Lindgren. Ryan Lindgren has his first 3-assist game, actually last game, which, you know, they won against the who did they play? Ottawa. They played Ottawa. They won 3-1. Lindgren had 3 assists.
Better be Ottawa.
Yeah, they're playing. They're actually playing Ottawa tonight. At 7, I believe.
Oh yeah, back to back with Ottawa.
Yeah, back to back. But now we're home.
Yep.
And Halak got his first win against Ottawa.
Yo, he needed that.
I was so against bringing up. We have Louis Domingue, who we faced.
Yeah, yep.
So I was telling my brothers, I was like, listen, bring this guy up. Send him up. He's terrible right now. Obviously, he really needed this win.
Mm-hmm. I think he just got the monkey off his back. I think he'll be fine now.
Do we start Halak again?
Yeah, not back to back. No way. Igor's your guy, man.
It wasn't back to back.
Igor's your guy.
Igor's your guy. You got to start Igor. Only on back to back games are you starting Halak the next day. You know, he's the backup for a reason. He won 1 game. He's 1-5. What are we gonna say? Now he's better than Igor?
But it's the same team. It's the same team.
No, I'm going Igor. You
I
gotta trust him. He's a Vezina. He just won the Vezina. Yep. I think he's gonna pick it up. I do think, and I think the Rangers will make the playoffs, and they'll be fine.
I think he realizes he's struggling and he's trying to work past it.
I love that he's taking accountability though and saying, "This is on me."
He's playing
not
shit.
like Zach Wilson.
Yeah, let's not talk about
that. but anyways, no. But like, at least he's saying like, I'm letting the team down. I'm gonna pick it up, and I feel like if you have that mindset. He's gonna pick it up eventually. If you're that good of a goalie too,
he knows.
He knows he needs to be better, and I love that.
Like he's just in a slump. He's just in a pretty bad slump right now.
I know the fans love that. Yeah, I think he's just in a slump. Like you can't, this is not gonna be his whole career.
Not every goalie has like a perfect season.
Exactly.
Not every single one.
I'm sure.
And then
Lundqvist had a down season at the point. You know,
him, Brodeur as well.
Brodeur, yeah.
It's everyone right now. I think everyone needs to step up, whether it's Mika or Kreider. Kreider needs to do something other than deflecting into the goal.
That's what he's best at, though.
But he needs to be creative in his ability to score the puck. You can't just rely on the power play when Panarin shoots it out of the net and you deflect it, or Fox. That cannot happen. Whether in your first line with Mika, you need to find some creative ways. It may have worked last season because you got like 28 power play goals and you scored like 52 goals. But this season it's not working. It's not working. But Kreider, you need to come up with a different way to score other than a deflection. I'm sorry, but it needs to happen. And let's talk about the power play, for instance. I love how everyone is on the first power play. I love the lines. I love how Fox and Panarin are up top. Shoot the puck, man.
I know.
We gotta
I get
shoot
so mad. I get so mad.
The defense knows that we rely on Mika's one-timer to score.
Mm-hmm.
And Fox needs to shoot more. I'm sick of seeing him back skate and then hit it Panarin.
He's always top of the key.
No, I understand that. But if you fake the pass to Panarin and then you shoot one like a one-timer, I'm telling you, Kreider's there. I just said he's a master of deflections. And then you got Mika coming in off a rebound.
I think every time, I feel like it works every time, is the Mika one-timer fake to the to Kreider.
Yeah.
Like, that works every time. Yep. Just do it every time, bro. Like,
But the problem is defenses see that we want to get it to Mika.
Yeah.
So they come a little bit off.
Exactly.
And they know that Panarin won't shoot.
It's like shoot, Panarin shoot, Fox shoot, and then it can mix it up. And then when we get it to Mika,
just find different ways to score.
And then when we get Mika the puck, like, then they're gonna be like, oh, he might shoot. And then you get it to Mika, and it's one-timer goal.
National Hockey League players, like, I'm pretty sure you can figure out creative ways to get a puck in the net.
Yeah,
but here's relying on that one play. It's just like, oh yeah, it works.
Here's the thing, though, like, you say that come up with creative ways to score, but I am not seeing that.
That's the problem.
Obviously, like, there are some times where the pass to Mika will work. And don't get me wrong, you should do that, Mika, fire it. But you need to find you need this sense of creativity in order to score the puck on the power play. You can't just rely on one thing, and that's what they've been doing the past couple of games.
Yeah, it's a one-dimensional power play.
And also, we got to limit the penalties. It's ridiculous. I think Edmonton had like 3-4 power plays at one point.
You can't give Edmonton power plays, man.
Yeah, no. Especially when someone committed a power play late in Edmonton when you're tied. You can't do that. Yeah. You can't give McDavid and Draisaitl the whole 2 minutes to score. You really can't. And I think the Rangers I'm playing you on franchise mode in NHL. And I'm looking at your schedule moving forward after tonight when you play Ottawa, and I'm telling you, you guys need to step it up. You guys are playing, Washington, Ovechkin's scoring left and right. You're playing like Carolina at Carolina. Obviously we have some sort of advantage over in the playoffs, but
you're gonna have to win divisional games.
You're gonna have to, and I think Gallant sees this, but it's hard to implement to these guys when they keep doing what they're doing. Obviously, I think Gallant's telling them to like Kakko. He's telling Kakko to oh shoot, shoot the puck, man. Like, you practice for a reason, shoot it. You know what I'm saying? And you're a professional hockey player. Hit the net, when it's open. And I just think I don't know what's going on with Kakko. He needs to change. Lafreniere, I don't have any issues.
I don't think Kakko's that guy. I don't think Kakko's as good as people have been.
So let's talk about this. So Reeves left to create cap space for a certain individual, someone like Patrick Kane. So the Rangers, Patrick Kane's radar, Patrick Kane is on the Rangers' radar.
I would love that. I would love that.
And what would you give up for Patrick Kane?
I'd give up Kakko.
You would give up Kakko?
I'd give up Kakko.
Okay.
I don't think Kakko is good as people say. Yes, we saw him in Finland. He was great in Finland.
Right.
But as a hockey player, I watch this guy, and I'm like, this guy, he can't handle the puck. Elias Lafreniere, he doesn't score. He doesn't, he's not getting the points crazy, he's not lighting it up. But he's at least, he could handle the puck. He can make plays. Kakko doesn't make plays. The only time he scores is when it's a rebound or it's right to him and it's open net. And sometimes he misses that.
Ryan Strome did last season.
Yeah, a lot. But I just don't see the hype of Kakko. I don't see it.
So I had Kaapo Kakko as my wallpaper at one point because I really wanted him to
I
wanted him to step
up.
And this is where we disagree. I think Kakko can handle the puck. I think he can. I've seen signs and points in the game where he's carrying the puck on his stick and no one's touching him, and then he goes the other way and then goes the other way.
I feel like Ranger fans are biased. I'm obviously, as a Ranger fan myself, I'm biased too. But I'm saying for Kakko, I kind of get rid of the bias because I'm looking at it from an outside perspective. I'm like, this guy is not that good. He's not that good. I can't see him having that jump like Jack Hughes did. I can't see him doing that. And there was
Jack Hughes playing out of his mind.
and I can't see Kako ever doing that. I could see Loff maybe making that jump, but I can never see Kako. So I would trade Kako in a Patrick Kane deal.
I would trade Kako. As we're wrapping up here, I would trade Kako in 2 firsts for Patrick, and maybe like a prospect. As sad as I would see Kako leave, we need someone like Patrick Kane.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
Rangers fans would go nuts.
Ticket
sales would go through the roof. He's paired up with Panarin again, like he did back when he was in Chicago. So yeah, we'll see where the Rangers go. I'm excited to see them tonight.
I think they'll pick it up. I
hope they do.
Start going pick it up.
Yeah.
All right. Last small little question for these last couple of minutes. What species of animal is just an asshole? I got one. You got one?
You go first.
All right. I think skunks are just assholes for no reason. Like, I know, yeah, like, this breaks the defense mechanism. But, like, why? Why? Why you gotta be that stinky, bro? Like, I just don't get it.
I am not a fan of skunks.
I fucking hate skunks.
No.
It's like, especially when you're like driving along, and you see like the smell gets through your air vents, and you're just like, oh, dude, like why?
At least see, like, I feel like uneducated people would say like bees or something like that. But they do a shit ton.
5-year-olds would say like, oh, it's bees. Bees are so mad.
What are mosquitoes? What the fuck do mosquitoes do?
Oh my God.
I think that's the most. I don't know if that's like an animal. I guess it's a bug, but like that's an animal. Like, fuck mosquitoes, bro. All they do is give you fucking mosquito bites.
Oh,
what else? What do they do?
I'm
what do they
allergic
do?
to
Like
mosquito bites. Mine
do you know what they
fucking
do?
puff up. It's terrible.
They're just there.
I think they just roam around and just like try to fuck with humans.
Just vibe, bro. They just vibe.
So
I don't fuck with their vibe.
So yeah,
I'm saying.
I don't fuck with their vibe.
What I'm gonna say the Chihuahua.
What
a dog?
Just
really?
that's a
breed.
That's a breed.
I'm still saying.
But I agree.
It's an
I
animal.
get where you're going with, though.
You're going with.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying a Chihuahua. Still an animal, Mike, right?
Yeah, it's an animal. It's been
okay. So I'm gonna say that they are just straight up assholes.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. To be fair, sometimes, like most of the time, they're just nasty.
I hate when people say like, "Oh, like I can never have a big dog." Like, I'm like, dude, the little dog, fucking Chihuahua.
Yo, no.
This guy,
I had
like,
a rat dog
awful.
when I was a kid. That shit, like that dog bit. That dog
annoying.
bit.
It's annoying.
It's annoying.
Yes.
If
little
you get a
shit.
big dog, you get a big dog. That motherfucker's a softie.
Yeah.
Like
They're
what?
always. They got big hearts.
They're softies.
Chihuahuas are always like growling at you. Like they're never like happy.
It's just,
No.
like, it's just like
Chihuahuas,
what did I do?
let's go. Be happy.
Yeah.
What
do
are you
I do to
doing?
you?
What did I do?
Someone did Chihuahuas dirty. Like when they were first in
I-
existence, and now they got a grudge against all humans.
I got a neighbor who has a Chihuahua, and I'm walking during COVID. I'm walking with my mom along the street, and the neighbor's walking with the Chihuahua, and Chihuahua just starts running at us. Obviously, the Chihuahua's on a leash, but it's coming at us, and I'm like scared, like low key, and he's just
This
growling.
tiny little fucking dog Steve's like, oh fuck.
I'm just like, what, like get away from me, and.
Just punt it, bro.
What's even
Punt the
funnier?
dog.
What's even funnier is the my neighbor is not doing a damn thing about it. So I'm like, fuck you to my neighbor.
Peter,
Having that Chihuahua come up to
Maron.
me, like
Peter,
Maron.
don't come after me.
I literally said that to my mom after we passed the dogs and stuff. I was like, Mom, Maron, like what's going on here?
Oh my god. I also thought of bears. Bears sometimes are just assholes for no reason.
What?
I never really seen bears a lot. I never really encountered them. I've encountered a Chihuahua and it's fucking annoying. I'll tell you that.
Bears over Chihuahuas, baby.
I think the mosquito's the biggest asshole.
Absolutely. That's
The
what I'm thinking.
mosquito's the biggest asshole.
What the fuck
for
they
sure.
do to? What do they do to our?
Like what
like
what
our
do you want from
ecosystem?
us? What do you want? Like, I don't
Yeah,
get
what
it.
do you want?
You literally need to like put on a specific spray at night for mosquitoes
Yeah.
to
Are
like
they
not
like-
bite you.
Are they like,
They're like,
you
"Ew."
know, like bees sting you and they die? Well, how does it work for mosquitoes?
Mosquitoes literally suck your blood and then they use it to like make more of them. They
And-
multiply.
What?
At least
You're using me,
At
bro.
least I think that's how that works.
I don't like being
Bullshit.
used.
Entirely
That's all they
wrong,
do.
I don't like being used.
But they
Yeah,
just,
I mean,
they
yeah.
just they just like latch on to like you or a different animal and they're just like, yep, I have your blood now.
I see. I'm not
Like,
trying to be
why?
used, especially not by a bitch ass mosquito, bro.
Yeah, bro. Oh my god.
Such
and the
bitch asses.
No, the fact that pisses me off is they always get away. They always get away.
You never know where they are.
Never,
you never know.
You can never
Yep,
slap
it's
them. They
true.
always get away.
So mosquitoes force you in the summer, when they're, lurking, is to you put like long sleeves and sweatpants on, and who the fuck wants to do that? You don't want to
summer?
get
Not me.
bit, but at the same time, I don't want to. I don't want to fucking.
I'll fucking jump into a pool of bug spray if I have to.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't
Yeah,
give a
no
shit.
way.
Like, get the
Those
fuck
sh-
away
them
from
shit
me.
is so annoying with the mosquito bites.
I know, crazy.
It's always
Trust me,
all
you
over
think
you.
it's bad in like your area of New York? Go to Minnesota, like one of the lakes.
I'm okay. I'm not gonna go to Minnesota.
Holy shit!
I ain't
dude.
gonna go to Minnesota.
You all right?
Why are you doing them like that? Come
I'm
on.
just telling you out of personal
I'm all
experience.
jokes.
After like as soon as the sun sets, swarms. They're everywhere. You literally walk outside, you see a wall of mosquitoes, and you're like, why?
I was.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? I was actually thinking about going to Minnesota for my spring break trip, but you really convinced me not to go. So.
Okay.
I mean, I would say avoid the lake areas, but there's literally 10,000.
What do they got?
There,
What do they got in Minnesota? What do they got there?
Snow.
The Great Mall?
the
Is
cold.
that the Great Mall?
Mall of America.
Mall of America.
Second
yeah,
biggest
whatever
mall.
it
Thanks
is.
to fucking American Dream, which still isn't finished being
Oh my
built.
God, bro.
Fuck American
How many
Dream.
years that thing been?
It's literally been being built for like 5-6 years,
Yeah,
and they
that's
still haven't
ridiculous.
finished.
Shout out to JV Mall.
Shout out
Shout out JV Mall.
J Mall. Worst mall in America.
Facts.
Fuck mosquitoes. That's basically all we gotta have here.
That's
That basically wraps it up. A little bit of a longer episode. Steve kind of went on a rant about the Rangers. Oops.
My bad.
But yeah, that just about does it for this week. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving again.
You too, Matt.
I did have a great Thanksgiving. Sometimes it was pretty boring because I had nothing to do. But yeah. Happy holidays. It's coming up soon. And I hope you had fun listening to Steve ramble on about the Rangers. And
I was very passionate about the Rangers.
and
I was
Mike
excited.
going on about Daniel Jones and Saquon and
Oh yeah.
the entirety of the team.
We could still go on, but
We can say yeah.
Go on for like 3 more episodes of this, but yeah, after 3 weeks they were finally on and they got their piece in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you for joining us. We will see you next week.